This is the only GFCI in the garage. And it's tripped. I tripped it. Reset it. Tripped it. That's not GFCI. That's not GFCI. That's not GFCI. And these are not GFCI. Which leads us into this evening's. And by the way, this is the last video. It's not the last video that I'm making. Oh dear. Oh, it just went away just like that. Okay. This is the last video that you'll see. I'm making some more. But this is the time when I'd like to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for your business and your trust. This particular client has hired me before. Thank you for your continuing business and your continuing trust. That means the world to my family and I. So I just want to say thank you very much. And, putting up with my COVID policy. My family and I also appreciate that as well. These buttons, even though the GFCI is tripped, these buttons are illuminated. That tells us that the ceiling receptacle outlets are not GFCI protected. It tells us that. And so what we learned from that is that we can work them. This is the way I test do no harm. I do not do a block test. Do no harm. I do not do a block test. That's in the inspection agreement. It's on my sample of my agreement on my webpage. It's going to be written in the report. I made a business decision not to do block tests. Do no harm. Do no harm. I've got instructions in case you'd like to perform your own block test. I have those there. But we do know that the safety reverse works on that door. Does it work on this one? These buttons are too low. They should not be closer than 5 feet so that little hands don't come up to them. And they should not be secured with regular staples. They should have been secured with insulated staples. Safety reverse. Wooden panel doors. We have handles, pull handles inside the doors. That's a good thing. Our courtesy lights are working. We got emergency pull handles. That's working. And we even have tempered safety glass in the windows. Which, if my understanding is correct. Excuse me, I've been eating peanuts and they're kind of dusty. My understanding is correct, and that wasn't necessarily required on older doors, but they're tempered safety glass. We have courtesy lights, they're just not GFCI protected. This one over here is supposed to be a dedicated receptacle, and then we have over here that's some zip cord, an extension cord running across here. Extension cord running across here to your lawn sprinkler control. Okay, it's not supposed to be, excuse me, it's supposed to have its own receptacle. You could have ran it to this one. Well, it's supposed to have its own receptacle too. But that's why they did it. That's why they did it in my house, but it's not right. So what have we got? Our optic sensors, which work, are higher from the floor than 6 inches. They should not be further from the floor than 6 inches so that little cats and children don't get squashed. We should have spring tension notices posted on the inside corners of both of these doors. We should have it on both of them. We should have a child safety notice posted on the insides of these doors, like the one that's missing from these control buttons that are too close to the floor. And then the manual door locks should have been decommissioned so that we don't lock the door, forget about the door, come home, push the button, wake up, come out, push the button. Whatever happens, somebody pushes that button while the door's still locked, it's going to cause you damage to the door system. So we learned that our optic sensors are too high. We learned that we do not have spring tension notices on the corners. We learned that we do not have safety notices posted on the doors. We learned that our doors are not GFCI protected, nor were they required when the house was built. We learned that our control buttons are too low, and we do not have a safety notice posted next to these control buttons.